Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are looking at another lead code question which is Russian doll envelopes. Now what the question says is that we are given a 2D array of envelopes and where we have this envelopes I which represents a width and the height, and we need to kind of see how many envelopes fit one into the other, right? So what I mean by that is, say I have say envelope, say this is an envelope, right? So which is having an height and a width. Now I'm saying how many are going to fit inside this, right? So just to ensure that if this is H1 W1, my inner one W2, and say my H2, right, on those lines, this should always be, say W2 should always be less than W1 and H2 should always be less than H1. Then only my envelope will totally fill inside the larger envelope, right? So this is the question, and we need to find out how many envelopes in total can fit one inside the other. So if you look at this example, right, which says 5, 4, 6, 4, 6, 7, and 2, 3. If you look at this, right, uh, 4 and 4 is somewhere things will not work out. So I have 6 which is greater than 5. So this is one parameter, and 7 is also greater than 4. So yes, 5 comma 4 is going to sit inside 6 comma 7, and 2 comma 3 can go ahead and sit inside 5 comma 4, right? So in total I have three envelopes which can sit one inside the other. However, if I look at this one, I have only one envelope because these are equal to each other, so they will overlap to each other. They will not fit inside each other, right? It's like a smaller box fitting inside the larger box. It's more or less on those lines. Okay? Now, there are multiple ways to solve this problem. One this problem is that if I have been given, say, this array which is, say, 5, 5 comma 4, 6 comma 4, 6 comma 7, and 2 comma 3, what I can do is I can sort this first values in the ascending order and this in the descending order. Why the descending order is because, so if I sort this ascending, right, say assuming let me solve both of them is ascending, so it will be something like, say, 2, say followed by that 5, 6, and 6, and this will be, say, 3, then 4, 4, and then I get a 7, right? In this place, right, say these two is fine because both are less than each other. 5 is greater than 2 and 4 is greater than 3. But however, in this case, I need to see if 6 is greater than 5, then I need to see which is the next index wherein I have 7 greater than 4, right, on those lines. So if I, instead of this, right, if I sort that in the descending order, the second column, it will be something like this. So this will remain 5 comma 4, but this will change something like this, 7 and 3. So in this place, right, the very first index of this one is telling me that, okay, this is overlapping with each other, right? I don't need to go and look at the next index. And the next one, say if I had, say, 7 comma 8, then I can pick that one. I don't need to look into this, right? This is one approach wherein I sort this in through the ascending and this into the descending order, and then I compare the values. Now, another approach is to use dynamic programming. What we're going to do is we are going to do again a sorting, but we are going to keep a tab that, okay, which envelope is going to fit inside the other envelope, and if that turns out to be true, then we are going to have an array which is going to keep a tab of it. What I mean by that is, say I have, say, again this array uh, uh, which says something like this, say 5 comma 4, 6 comma 4, 6 comma 7, and 2 comma 3. So I'll sort it into, say, first column only, so it will be something like this, say 2 comma 3, 5 comma 4, 6 comma 4, and 6 comma 7, and I'll have a separate array which will maintain the values. So that we say this array, right, which will be having 4 sections, say with minus, with the default value, say 0 0 0 0. And what I'm going to say, right, is if my 5 comma 5 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 2, strictly greater than the last index, and I have, by default I'll set it to 1 if my all the base conditions are set, that's fine. If I'm at this array, I'll see, okay, if my 5 is greater than 2 and 4 is greater than 3, and if my this value is greater than this one or not, right? If it is not, then I'll say 1 plus 1, so that will be 2, right? So if I come to the next one, so 6 is greater than 4. So in this case, my dp will remain as 0. But if I look at this one, 6 comma 7 and 6 comma 4, right? In this case, what will happen is it will again be set to 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3, right? So overall return value, which is the maximum, which is 3, right? That's the intention which we are looking at here. So this kind of error will keep a tab of where we are standing right now. So let's quickly jump onto the code. I think when we write the code, you'll be able to further visualize what is happening here. So what we're going to do here, right? We're going to first sort this envelopes into, say, ascending order of the first index. So it will be something like envelopes uh, is equal to envelopes dot sort, say, e, and the first value of it, right? E is 0, right? And I need to just keep it that way, right? So that will be 2 array only, right? Now I have this sorted in the first index itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create that array which is going to store the values. So that will be a dp array. So that will say int dp is equal to new dp, and that will be the length of how many values I have. So that will say envelopes dot length. Right? I hope the spelling mistake is correct, but right. Now what I'm going to do, right? I need to return results. So I'll say int results is equal to 0, return results, right? What I'm going to do, right? I'm going to iterate through each and every value in this envelopes, and then I'll see whether they're strictly greater than the other or not. So for say int I is equal to say 0, I less than n and envelopes dot length I plus plus, and I'll have a j which will run through I. So for int j is equal to 0, j less than I, and j plus plus, right? What I'm going to do here is, right, this is where the crux logic will apply, where I'm going to say what my next index is greater than my current index or not. So that will be more or less like, so if I'm looking at this one, so is my 5 is smaller than 6 or not, and 4 is smaller than 4 or not, on those lines. So what that would be, so and envelopes, what is my current index, which is a small index, which is j, say this is 0, is less than envelopes I 0, and, or rather say, and envelopes say j1 is less than envelopes j I 1, right? And the last step is to see whether my current dp value is greater than my last dp value or not. So my dp of j, which is my current value, is less than, current value say sorry, this is less than what is my previous value of this dp array plus 1. So 1 plus dp I, sorry, j, right? So why I'm doing a plus 1, because if other two set conditions satisfying, that means I am already finding a value or an array which is greater than the previous array, right? So if this turns out to be true, I'll update my dpi with this value. So dpi will be equal to dpj plus 1, and once I'm done with this, I think mostly what we need to do is we need to find the maximum value which is present in this one, right? Just before that, we need to just ensure that whenever we are going to look into that, I have a default value. So if I'm out already at this one, that means I'll set my dpi will be equal to 1, right? That's the default value which I'm setting to each and every values, right? I can do it here, but that's fine. So we can anyways doing a loop here, so that should be still fine. Now the only thing which is pending is to find the value in the array which is maximum, right? So what we're going to do, right, is I can either sort it and take the maximum, or considering I'm already in a loop, I can run a check inside this for loop itself, which will say results is equal to math.max results comma dpi, because that's what we are updating, right? So whatever the maximum value will be, right? So I hope this should do the trick. If you see, right, what we are trying to do, right, is what I explained earlier. We are trying to, if I'm having this value, say 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 5. So this is a greater index than this one. If I is equal to say 1 and j is equal to 0, so I'm saying okay, 4 is greater than 2 or not, and 5 is greater than 3 or not. If that is true, I'm saying dp 0 in this case will be equal to 1. That's a default value which I'm setting here. But in this scenario, if that succeeds, my dp1 will set to 2. That means 1 plus whatever that value is in this index, right? So that's how the whole logic is. uh, Let me run this if this is working fine for now or not, or if you're seeing any issues. I got few errors, so let me look at them. So one such issue which I'm seeing right now is that this is order by, this is a mistake, and the other one is just in line number 5. So oh shoot, this will be new int, right? I think apart from that, I'm not seeing an issue. Both are at line number 5 itself, so we should be fine. Let me run this again. Cool, I got expected results. Let me submit it now. It got accepted, right? If I talk about the time complexity will be O of n square, because we are doing a loop one inside the other, and in a way we are looking at both the values parallelly, right? We are kind of going through each and every value. So in the 2D arrays, that will be n square. And if I look at space complexity, that will be O of n, because we are using an extra array to kind of store the values and see which one of this is going to give me the maximum results or not, right? If you want, we can do, if means if you see any other issues which you are still seeing is not clarified, please do reach out to me in the comment section. Or we can do is we can do a debug of this code and further try to evaluate what is happening at this stage. But I leave that as a homework, and so that we look into that and try to understand what this code is doing internally, right? Overall, the concept remains the same, that I compared to the two arrays, and if that turns out to be true, I'll just append my matrix index, the array which I created, by 1. That means I have already established, I found at this index I found an array which is kind of following all the conditions, so I can have this index being updated to 1. See, so more or less, if I have this say 2 comma 3, say because I sorted it, this will be 5 comma 4, 6 comma 4, 6 comma 7. So this will be by default to 1. This condition satisfied, then this will be 2. This condition is not satisfied, so this will remain as 1. And this condition is not set. This condition is satisfied, so this will be 2 plus 1, which will be 3. Right? It will be on more or less on those lines, because we are going to do 2 plus 1, which will be equal to 3. Right? So this is how it will work. But in case you still have any questions, any doubts, do reach out to me in comment section. In case you like the explanations, please do hit the like button, and in case you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, to kind of look at any new video which comes out from me, right? uh, Thank you guys, thanks a lot. I hope you liked the video. Thank you guys, thanks a lot.